So good morning, good morning. It's pretty early. It's about 6:15 in the morning and I'm getting started on the walk. My 2 days of back-to-back coaching and work days wrapped up beautifully. I think I finally got done around like 9 p.m. last night. So again, I'm always just giving you behind the scenes to know how you cadence and pace when you have a lot of different responsibilities and a lot of things that you want to create, and just a lot of opportunities to be able to create the best version of yourself. That at times there are going to be more dense days, and that was definitely Monday and Tuesday. I feel like I'm kind of talked out, so if my voice is a little froggy, that's why. So it is early. It is day 23. I don't have any clients today. I don't have any networking events. It really is intentional for me to be kind of a more quiet day. So when I get done with the walk, I definitely will still do emails and do a couple social media pieces, but in terms of interfacing and things like that, it's gonna be a quiet day. So good morning, good morning. Just a quick little check-in as we kick off. I can't believe halfway through the week we are gonna take the boat out with some amazing friends for today, and then we're gonna go to an awesome steakhouse tonight in downtown Charlotte Amalie that we've never been to, but we've heard huge recommendations. So we just knew that we were going to get through Monday and Tuesday, and we had something to look forward to midweek, and so that will be our plan. So even just modeling for everybody that even when you have off days, slower days, you still have a threshold, a baseline, that you don't just stop what you're doing. I don't just avoid items in terms of the work. I don't avoid items in terms of, again, taking care of myself, meal prepping, making sure that I get my water in and all those details. None of that stops even when you have a reset day. It just is a different cadence, right? It's a different way so you can rest and be able to be ready to do this in the longevity. So that's what I really want to lean in today is, if you don't have a long-term vision of why you are building a best version of yourself and what you want those habits to look like long-term, it is going to be very difficult to sustain this over and over, okay? So I really want to just encourage you that when you start a new habit, you start a new challenge, you start a new boot camp, if you will, you really need to lean in and think about this in terms of, can I sustain this for the next year? Like, can I do this for the next 12 months? Because if you can't sustain, now we all do special projects or special initiatives that are just a season of life, but in the long run, if you're building the best version of yourself, you don't want that to just be a chapter of your life. You want that to become your lifestyle, right? So when you think about the activity, the way that you build your business, the way that you have social, commitments and activities with friends and where you're living. I mean, all the moving parts of creating, your ideal best you and how you show up and be of service. It needs to be in the long run. So here is a little activity for you today. So I honor that we have not a lot left in 2024, right? It feels like this year has flown by, especially for us with knowing how new all the moving parts of living on the boat have been, and just learning, totally different lifestyle, totally different cadence, totally different culture, and just getting into the, rhythm down here. That tends to make things go a little bit faster when you're in very high learning mode. But what I'm going to encourage is that we made sure we only put things on our plate that we knew we could sustain, right? We knew that we needed to build confidence and get a rhythm into, and then we'll, step up into the next, stair step of what people would call leveling up. So I always like to use the rule of 10% better every single month. So if I have a sales goal, or I have a health or fitness goal, or I have a outreach goal, I never expect 0 to 60, because I won't be able to sustain that level of 60 for 12 months, right? But if you stair step and you intentionally intentionally, there's the key word, really think about, okay, how long could I hold this for 52 weeks? I only have 7 days for those 52 weeks every time. How many times could I touch that project? Take 30 minutes to do that, take 45 minutes to do that, take 6 hours to do whatever that new habit is, that new program is, that new business is, and really play out that movie to go, no, I don't think I could hold that for all of 2025, okay? So the first activity I want you to do is get out of your head onto paper and really lay out what are the habits, personally and professionally, that you can sustain, that you've tried, you've tapped into, you gave up, you avoided, you procrastinated, not the ones that you bounced back and forth. Like pick the 7 habits that you could sustain for all of 2025. And I'd have them all be kind of a different habit that touches a sector of you living your best you, okay? Now, do an activity where in 2030, which is not that far away, in my world of strategic planning and always forecasting out, always making sure that we're 6 steps ahead of our business, our finances, our priorities, right? That's not that far away. That's 6 years, really 5, because we're almost wrapped up here in 2024, right? So when you think about how much can I sustain that I'm starting now, that I want to put on my plate now, that I want to get better now, do the activity of in 2030, how old are you going to be? In 2030, how old are the kiddos going to be? In 2030, what are the financial means that you will need to be having to maintain your lifestyle and or be creating or leveraging up your lifestyle? In 2030, what kind of people do you want to be around? In 2030, what does it look like for you to be traveling? Or are you doing something more, home-based for that year? But always be thinking that futuristic side is what shapes the decisions you make now. So most people think, okay, I'm thinking in, the next 3 months, right? You always hear the data of what you do now, especially in your business. You really won't see the fruit of that labor or the consequences of what you're not doing now. You're not going to see it immediately. You're going to see it about that 90-day mark. I like to really play out the movie and go, give me 5 years out. If you stayed consistent in these habits, what could you become? What could you do? What could you build if you did not compromise and did that for 5 years? Okay. The other consequence that I like to play out is what happens if you don't do some of those habits for the next 5 years? What are the consequences? What does that look like in terms of your business, your fulfillment, your well-being in 2030? What are the consequences? Because you don't see it immediately in your relationships. You don't see it immediately in your health and wellness journey until you fast forward and it is 2 years down the road and you question, how the heck did it get this bad? How the heck did it get this overwhelming? It's because we don't see the small changes, and I'm saying the good changes and the bad changes that are eroding a part of your business, eroding a part of your confidence, eroding a part of your health and wellness journey. You don't see that on the day-to-day or even the week-to-week. Sometimes you don't even see that in a rhythm month-to-month. But if you literally said, in 2030, if I keep doing what I'm doing, so just, play that out. If I just keep doing what I'm doing, what kind of life will I be living when it is 2030? Versus if I add these 7 action steps, right? These 7 habits, and I do not deviate. I just activate those. I don't think about it. I don't have to change them. I don't have to get any new programs or tools or equipment. And I just showed up every single day for those 5 years. Think about where you will be in 2030. Okay, so if you've not thought about 2030 at all this year, welcome to today's series of 75 Hard on day 23, right? It's your lucky day on day 23, but I want you to really play this movie out, you guys. Part of the reason it motivates me to do challenges like 75 Hard, explore new ways of living, always pushing myself, always holding myself to the highest standard for me. Again, this competition is not about other people. becoming the best version of yourself is never a comparison amongst other people, other businesses, other families. It is always you versus you trying to, level up in a sustainable way every single year. So take some time today to reflect on 2030. Super excited that, we have a little bit of a downtime day. Tomorrow will be kind of a reset day. I think we'll be doing some grocery shopping. We'll be back at the gym. So that will get built into the schedule tomorrow. And again, Friday, I think we'll be taking the boat out again. So I super appreciate you watching this video. Make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you subscribe. If you've not subscribed to the Elite Entrepreneur Coach, just remember that I'm always taking consultations for two things. So I do one-on-one coaching for elite entrepreneurs that are wanting to scale their solopreneur business in terms of marketing, sales, and operations, and really working on the strategy of making sure that they're creating new marketplace, new opportunities. And then I'm always vetting and interviewing people to attend the Women's Entrepreneur Retreat every year in Mexico. And the next one will be September 2025. And again, those are for women business owners that really want to network at a high level. It's a very intimate group of 8 solopreneurs that, again, want to have a very high level white glove service type of retreat experience, but also want to do it in luxury, also want to be removed from a lot of distractions. And we do about 3 days of you really enjoying and decompressing and enjoying just the surroundings. And then 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of the retreat, where I really come alongside you and coach around marketing, sales, and follow-up strategies heading into the next 12 months of your business. So if either of those things are something that you want to explore more, make sure that you send me a private message or make a comment below. Would love to be able to get to know you in that way, see if you'd be a right fit for one of my clients as an entrepreneur, one of my clients potentially for attending the retreat. And I will see you all tomorrow, if you can believe it. Bye.